Hello everyone, the Lord bless you. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, for looking forward to another video. Now, based on the title of this video, on today I want to share with you an encounter that I had with being caught up to heaven and actually seeing the Lord. Now, over previous encounters, I have been in prayer, just like most of you. I have been in prayer, and while praying, I have felt like my spirit man was coming outside of my body and being caught up to a heavenly place. I have seen where my spirit has left my body, and I was actually looking at my body still in the posture, the position of praying, seeing myself praying, but my spirit was actually going through the roof and going into the heavenlies. So I've had cases where I've pushed into prayer, my eyes shut, and I've just pressed into prayer until I begin to encounter heaven and the Lord. Now, these two encounters that I will share with you, I was not praying, I was not sleeping, I was wide awake while these things happened. Even though I was wide awake, it felt as though I was here, but I was not here. I was not conscious to my physical body being here. No, this started maybe a month or some couple of weeks ago, where the Lord visited me one night in a vision. I was actually reading the book God's General. For those of you who have read, I was reading God's Generals, and I remember praying a simple prayer that night after having seen Jesus before, seen heaven before, seen hell before. I remember reading that book, and I prayed a simple prayer to the Lord, and I said, God, I want you to use me as a catalyst for signs and miracles and wonders, not like you have done before, but something that you've never used me to do before, but something that is powerful, that will really change my generation. And I remember after just talking to the Lord that night, telling him I love him, I wasn't even on my knees, on my face, I was just laying in bed that night, just spoke to him for less than 3 minutes. I was tired and I went to sleep. And I remember he visited me at 12 midnight, and in the dream when he visited me, I felt the closer his presence got to me while I was on the bed, the closer his presence got to me, it's the more I felt like fire was filling the room. But even though it's fire, it was not like I was being burnt. It more felt like I was being electrocuted. And I remember I couldn't feel my hands, I couldn't feel my feet. And the closer he got, I began to I began to speak in tongues. When this happened, as I said, I was in my dream. My husband woke me up, and he did say that I was actually speaking in tongues in my dream. When I woke up, the sensation I had where I couldn't feel my hands and my feet, when I woke up, I literally could not feel my hands and my feet. It really felt as though I was actually being electrocuted, and it took a while for it to actually just fade away. No, between 12 and 4 a.m., the Lord continued to visit me on various different timings. He came at 1, 2, 3, 4. He came on the hour, each hour, and different encounters happened. But one of the things that he showed me on the last encounter, I believe, was he showed me where I was in our church, and while we were in church, he showed me some things that he will do concerning our praise and worship team. He showed me some things about the leaders, people that would visit, the crowds that would come, the worship encounters that we would have. He showed me where he said that as the leader, I will begin with you. And while in the dream, I realized that I was talking to a few persons, but while I was talking to them, my mouth started to kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever been afraid, extremely afraid, and you feel like the muscles around your mouth are beginning to jump or something like that. And I remember in that dream, I saw myself talking to people, and while I was talking to them, so while I was talking, I could feel where I was losing control over my natural thoughts. My mouth just began to speak in tongues, and as soon as I started to do that, I felt like I was drifting. So I lost control over my thoughts. I started to speak in tongues, and I felt as though I was literally drifting away. And it's like the Holy Spirit would just come and just snatch me away. But each time I was about to be caught up, I would feel like there was a strong wind or a mighty peaceful presence that would come in and would begin to take me up. And so on several occasions while I was there talking to persons, I could actually feel that it was about to happen again. It's like when a woman is pregnant and the contractions are about to come, or you're about to feel that pain. You feel where it starts off real subtle and then it gets more intense. That's how I would somewhat feel in the vision, except I was not feeling pain, but I would feel when the presence of God came, or like a wind came, and it would just cause me to become caught up. Now, when I saw that, the Lord did tell me in the dream that He would start off doing signs and wonders through me. Now, the following Sunday, I was at church. After I had the vision, I shared it the Sunday, and I believe it was the other Sunday after I was at church. And while we were there worshiping, I remember we were just there worshiping, and we were there, I was praying, preaching, and all of that. And I remember at a particular instant, I felt as though a powerful presence of the Lord was coming. And when I looked in the realm of the spirit, and I saw like there were two angels approaching me. When I saw them, I was not scared or afraid per se, but for like a split second I was like, okay, what's about to happen? What is really going to happen here? But I remember I kept worshiping, and I kept just praying, I think it was, and the two angels came, and it's like they both came, and just, it's almost like they took me by my two arms, and I just began to go up into the skies. I felt, at first I did not know exactly what was going to happen, but the moment they came, I felt I was being snatched, like my spirit was being snatched from my body, and I realized that I was just going up. The next thing I saw was there were like two big golden gates rather. They were huge, they were really huge, they were golden. This type of golden that I am talking about, it's not like the gold that we actually have here on earth, but this type of gold is, it's like no gold that I've ever experienced before. And in my former encounters with seeing colors in heaven, it's like the colors in heaven are more alive. They pop. I don't want to say pop, but it's like they're more alive. It's almost like the colors are actually alive in heaven than they are here. They're very beautiful, is the word I can use to explain. When I saw these gates, I remember the angels of the Lord ushered me in, and when I went in, someone said, listen. I remember when I heard the person said to me to just take a listen. I remember I saw members, I saw the people within the church who were actually really praying and worshiping, and I heard them from the heavens. The Lord somehow allowed me to hear the people that were actually praying and worshiping. I came back. I remember the second encounter. I'm not sure I remember if I had gone more than once, but I remember that one instance that I kept going. I just kept going to the heavens. I kept feeling that peace of God. I kept just being caught up in the presence of God. Now, the second encounter that I really want to share with you is one that stands within me. It's like it literally just happened a few minutes ago. I was at church, and I was just through praying and just worshiping somewhat, and I remember I felt that presence of God coming again. And once I felt that presence, I knew, because I had encountered this before, and I felt that presence like a mighty rushing wind just coming, and it's like I was just being swooped up out of my body. And with this, the reason why I said this is different from when I am praying. When I'm praying, I can feel like I'm actually going. With this, I feel like the presence of God is coming, coming to get me, to take me to heaven, not in a scary, spooky way. And like, there's nothing I can actually do about it. There are people that encounter heaven in their dreams, in their visions. There are people that will lay and just begin to gaze into the heavens. But where this is concerned, I'm not even 100% certain if this is what you call a trance, being caught up a trance. But I knew that I was actually about to just go up to the heavens. And when this happened, the closer the presence of the Lord got to me, I remember I couldn't feel my hands. I could almost feel my feet as though they were becoming numb. Could barely feel my feet, couldn't feel my hands. And I remember that was it. It's like I went under styrofoam where I was. It's like, you know, when you're going to do a surgery and they give you something and you feel you're just drifting away. I'm trying my best to explain it, but it's almost something similar to that, where I felt like I was going, I started to stop feeling my hands and my feet, and I just went. No, I went twice on past Sunday. No, the first time I went, once I went up, the first thing I saw was the eyes of God. And it was as though, and even as I speak, I can literally just feel like tingling all over me, like the presence of God is here. I saw the eyes of the Lord, and it's like I just begin to go through the eyes of Jesus. And I don't want to use the terms incorrectly. Let me say Jesus. I saw the eyes of Jesus, and it's like I went through, it's like I went into heaven through the eyes of Jesus. No, I knew this was the eye of Jesus, and I know the presence of the Lord, because the peace that comes with the presence of God, it is like none other. You will never feel that peace here on earth. It's like the peace of God in the presence of God. It's like it's almost like it speaks to you. It's almost like it is alive. It is almost like something that is tangible. And so when I went through the eyes of God, I didn't hear anything, but the more I looked, it's like it spoke to me. I did not hear the voice of Jesus, but going through the eyes of Jesus, it's like it actually spoke to me. And I heard in my spirit, I heard that he sees everything and he is everywhere. And with that, I felt a sense of reassurance. I felt like he saw, it spoke to me, it spoke to my spirit in a way that I can't explain. It spoke to me that because he sees everything and he's everywhere, he knows exactly what he's going to do within the church. I believe the reason why the Lord would have allowed me to have that encounter on Sunday was some things that we're working through. We're a young ministry. There are a few things that we're working through and just growing as a ministry in God, in the kingdom of God. And I believe that he really wanted to give me, as a young pastor, a sense of comfort, a sense of peace. And I heard in my spirit at this moment of time that he sees everything that I will do, the places that we will go into, even those that will betray the leaders, those that will do things that are not of God, those that will bless, those that will come, those that will leave. He sees everything. And in that moment of time, I wasn't even thinking about it. There's no space, no time to actually think about this. I was just caught up and amazed at the eyes of God. At first, I thought that it was kind of like, I don't want to say brown, but it's almost like light piercing through, with like colors piercing through the lights. There's no way I can actually explain this to the best of my knowledge, but that was it. And I remember I came back, and when I came back, I opened my eyes. The moment I opened my eyes, it was like I was never there. It's like I fell into a deep trance. I was sleeping. I opened my eyes almost like I went into a sleep and actually woke up. When I woke up, I began to look at the people, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm back. I can't explain. No, in just a matter of seconds, I felt as though I was being snatched away again. I do not know what dying feels like. I don't know if people who are dying can actually feel that they are dying. When they're being when their spirit is being slipped away from their body. I don't know if they could lay there and say, okay, I'm going to my Father. No, but in that moment of time, I felt as though my spirit was actually going up, but there was nothing that I could do about it. And I remember the second time I went, and the angels of the Lord walked me down a hall. There were a lot of people, a lot of angels, and I went down. I was looking, but that wasn't the main thing that I was focused on. I was focused on this bright light that was just coming from one place that I believe to be the throne room of God, something that I've seen before. So whenever I have an encounter with seeing heaven, it always resonates with me because I have seen certain things before. No, I've seen numerous videos where people have gone to heaven. Some are similar, some are not. I do believe that heaven is a very big place. It's an eternal place, and I'm not sure if there is any one person that has encountered the entire place of heaven, seen the entire place of heaven. I believe it's an eternal place, and I don't know if Jesus had walked someone through the entire heaven. And so some persons' encounters might be a bit different. No, when I saw that bright light, as I said, I felt peace, I felt the love of God, I felt like the presence of God was speaking love to me. It was beautiful. Words cannot really explain, but I was there, and I just saw myself. The Lord did not say anything, but I remember I sat on the lap of Jesus. He was on the right hand of the Father. Beside him was like another tall angel. That was not my focus. That was really not my focus. And I remember there was just this bright light. But what I did see next was that I was sitting on the lap of Jesus. He was pretty big. But when I sat there, I did not even stay long. It was not even long, but it did feel like an eternity. It wasn't long. It was just for minutes. The video is actually on my Facebook page. No, when I sat on the lap of God, I felt such peace. I felt such peace. It was like this peace was speaking to me, telling me that everything is going to be okay. I am with you. It is going to be okay. You don't have to worry about anything. I will provide for you. I just felt that peace where I wouldn't lack anything. I wouldn't be in need of anything. I wouldn't have to worry for anything because it was just okay. I felt that peace, and it's almost like I can't explain it. But when I sat there, I just felt comforted. I felt like I belonged to Jesus. I felt the love of God just speaking to me, and I knew that everything was going to be okay. No, I came back again. When I came back, I was actually standing on the pulpit at church, to be exact. I wasn't sleeping, wasn't laying down or anything. I was actually standing, and I opened my eyes, and I felt for a second that okay, I'm back. I knew I was back because when I opened my eyes, I saw the people that were in the church. People were actually there worshiping, and people were just. I figured that the people within the church felt the atmosphere that was there, and people just were worshiping. But while I was gone, I was not hearing anything. I was not seeing anything. I could not feel anything around me. I had no knowledge of what was transpiring around me. Possibly if you touch me, I would probably not feel it or know what was happening. But when I did open my eyes and I came back, I felt that someone was actually there standing behind me. When I actually spoke to the lady that was there with me, she did she messaged me, and she told me that while she was there, like she was there because she didn't want me to fall, and she felt that when she was close to me, she felt weak, like she would actually just pass out. Just by being close to me, she felt weak, like she would just actually pass out. But that's pretty much what I remember. It's like it just happened twice in that moment of time. I had no control over it. On different occasions. On each occasions, I tend to see something different. I remember laying at the feet of Jesus, where his feet were like bronzish, kind of brown like, except it was, I don't want to say shiny, but it's almost like there's a glow from it, with the holes in his feet. It's not like the regular holes that, like the little nails that you would drive into the wall. It's not that little nail. It's like you could actually see the big hole in his feet with like kind of like light beaming through or something like that. But I think I did a video before on seeing heaven or seeing Jesus. That's a different video. But what I really wanted to share with you was the encounter I had with just being caught up into the heavens. The feeling of actually being caught up, not being able to do anything about it, not being able to feel what is happening around you, to hear what is happening around you. It's like you're just gone. You're here, but you're not here. You're here, but it's like it's just your physical body, your flesh, like it's dead. You're just not here. I just wanted to share that with you. If you want to encounter God, you can encounter God. It's not hard. There's nothing to it. You don't have to try. My encounters were effortless. I was not trying. I was not even expecting it. I wasn't even praying for it. It just happened. He just took me just like that. I believe that those that walk it after God with a pure heart, a clean heart, with good intentions, no ill motives or agenda, that he will definitely use those people and cause himself to be seen and encountered. As I said before, that in the last days God is truly pouring his spirit upon all flesh, and I believe that he's doing that right now. And I'm sharing this so you can be encouraged, you can be motivated, you can be stirred within yourself to have deeper encounters with God. Also, the most important thing to let you know that there is coming a time where he will appear like a thief in the night, where we all will be caught up to be with him. The mortal shall become immortal, the corruptible shall become incorruptible, and that we will spend our eternity with him, where there is no more pain, there's no more struggle. I know some of you have financial struggle, you have sicknesses, you're dealing with so many things here on earth. I want you to keep trusting God, keep believing in God, because there will come a day where you will not have to go through any of that anymore. It will be okay. The peace in heaven, you will not even remember what you've been through on earth. When you get to heaven, you'll feel such peace, you'll feel such satisfaction. You'll never be hungry, you'll never be thirsty, you can never be sick, you can never get tired, you'll never get worn. It's just a place of beauty, a place of radiating love, not a kind of love that you just feel, but it's like the love speaks to you just by seeing Jesus, just by being in the presence of God. That love, that light of heaven, the beauty of heaven, the colors of heaven, the sound of heaven, the atmosphere of heaven, it's like it speaks to you. The atmosphere of heaven is like nothing on earth. This air we breathe on heaven, if you get a touch or a glimpse or a feel of heaven, you will know that that atmosphere cannot, this atmosphere of earth cannot even enter into the atmosphere of heaven. This is completely corruptible. This is a complete mess, a complete dump of a world that we live in as compared to the atmosphere of heaven. I remember the first encounter I had when I came back to earth. I was actually coughing for a split second because I was there for so long, just laying in the hands of Jesus, crying like a baby. Because when I saw him, I remember I just began to weep like crazy, and I was there for so long. I remember when I actually came back, I was in the hands of my my best friend at the time, just weeping, and I coughed just for like a minute or two because I felt the difference in the atmosphere. It's like I was put back in a box of smoke, and so I knew that it's completely different from earth. This right here, it will pass, and God has something better for us. I just want to encourage you to continue to trust in God, put your hope in God, have faith, knowing that this too shall pass, and that God has great plans for you, better things for you. He wishes that you would prosper, and this prospering is not just on earth, but when you get to heaven. So I hope that this has encouraged you. You have learned something. This has blessed you or stirred you to be drawn closer to God, to possibly also give your life to God. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. The Lord bless you. My name is Pastor Shanique Beckford. Thanks for watching. Please share this video with someone and leave a comment in the comment section. If you have had any encounter like this, please put it in the comment section. If you want to give your life to the Lord, there is also an email that is in the description. You can reach out to me, or you can just leave it in the comments. I'm sure that I will see the comments. I'll reach out to you, pray with you, so that you can go ahead and just surrender your life to the Lord, because it will be worth it. It will be the best decision that you could ever make. All right? Okay.